Hi, everybody. Meteorologist AJ Colby here in the Weather Center. A quick little update here, informal, as we always like to keep things around here, somewhat informal. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying the sunshine. Another beautiful October day here. The cleanup, though, has begun and is continuing in Florida as Milton moved through Florida basically as a Cat 2, Cat 3, and then eventually down to Cat 1, moving out over the Atlantic Ocean. Now is post-tropical cyclone Milton with winds of about 70. So we'll look into the latest on Milton and a few other things, but we'll start with a nearshore forecast. A look here at Fairport Harbor, and you can see there's a bit of a breeze out there, northeast wind expected tonight. Then south at 10 to 15 knots, waves running about a foot or less. Looks a little choppier out there at this point. The winds are expected to back to the southwest eventually tomorrow, 10 to 15 knots. And 1 to 3 footers, the water temp 68. Meantime, here is a look at satellite imagery. And we'll show you the movement on the cloud cover, which has been generally right off the lake from time to time. You can see the motion that at times we do see the clouds sort of sporting a bit more girthiness to them, and then they dissipated. Look at that. You'll see those fade away just after about 1 o'clock or so. A wider view showing the extent of the lake-enhanced cloud cover, which isn't too much. Actually, upstate New York, a lot more. So here's the departing Milton, now moving to the east, northeast at about 20 miles per hour. So pulling away from the east coast of the U.S. Meantime, you can see over the northwestern part of the country, streaking cloud cover there ahead of a weak frontal boundary, but otherwise high pressure is in control of the situation and will continue to dominate our skies through the evening hours, setting up the potential for frost and freeze tonight. Look at these temperatures, the potential for lows, according to the National Weather Service in Cleveland, who put this graphic together with our frost and freeze alerts here. A real good chance of seeing below 36-degree temperatures, which is frost. And then, of course, if you go below 32, that's freeze potential. And that threat is extant from Hiram and Youngstown down south of Canton, and then swinging back up toward Mansfield. There's about a 50 or 60% probability of the mercury dropping below freezing. So at least some widespread frost tonight, and we'll be ending the growing season for sure for some locations in Northeast Ohio as that occurs. And a county-by-county breakdown of the frost advisories, that's the extent of it over basically eastern Ohio, bisected by about I-71, and the counties shift into the deeper shades of purple and violet in western Pennsylvania, where temperatures are expected to drop below freezing. So those are freeze warnings in effect for those folks. Meantime, let's check radar, and it's pretty clean. There are a couple of showers up around Quebec and north of Montpelier there in Vermont. That's about it. Checking out the maps in motion, high pressure continues to settle in over the Ohio Valley, and it is acting as a big atmospheric deflector of any disparate inclement weather. But the front is on the approach. By Friday afternoon, you can see that front accelerates by tomorrow night, closing in on Chicagoland. And then by Saturday morning, the front is already slipping through. So we have to put in the potential for some showers by Saturday morning. I think so far so good for football games here on Friday night, but our high school games. But I don't believe Saturday we can keep it precip free. Probably a chance later in the afternoon of seeing some showers and maybe even some thunder as well, as a wave of low pressure Saturday evening develops along the front there in northern Missouri, and we'll start to track along the front, perhaps turning that into a warm front before sweeping through here, sweeping it not clean, but the warmer air out by Sunday, as you'll see quite a change in the forecast. How about futurecast rainfall? Well, you can see a few spotty showers showing up overnight Friday into early Saturday morning, but those are few and far between. So the forecast tonight goes as follows. Clear skies, a frosty cold night, especially over the inland nooks and crannies. Temps at around 40 close to Cleveland, but outside of city limits, mid-30s, certainly not out of the question. And a key to that is the winds becoming calm. So they decouple, and that keeps it fairly quiet at the surface. That sets up the conditions, along with radiational cooling, for the right conditions for frost formation. So take steps to cover your tender vegetation out there. Sunny and a delightful day on the way for tomorrow. Winds start to cruise in out of the southwest at a pretty good clip. Little breeze there, 10 to 15 miles an hour. We'll look ahead now. Here's the extended outlook. Saturday, showers and maybe even thunder Saturday evening and overnight as we ramp up precip probabilities from 30% in the morning up to 70% later in the day. 68-degree high down to 50 Saturday night. Sunday, rainy periods right around 70. Could have some thunder early and then dropping all the way down to 45 as lake effect and lake-driven rain showers will start to take over the scene on Monday. 55. We'll be in the low 50s on Tuesday with a chance for some lake effect rain showers. So I guess you could call that a bit of a pattern shift. Getting into the cooler season now, pretty handily. Have a great and safe night, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by from the AJ Colby Weather Center. I am meteorologist AJ Colby. Have a great night.